3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting on the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner, please welcome Rhasheed Smith.
Bumping it up a couple of weight classes and changing combat sports. It is MMA time. Mr. Rhasheed Smith in the 170-pound division is the elder at 34 years old. Has a height disadvantage coming in at 5'10". Lists himself as a brawler with a 0-1 record.
Ronald Wilder, age 24, coming in at a tall 6'4" at 170 pounds with a record of 0-2, looking to get his first win in MMA.
So a couple guys that have tasted combat experience before, but haven't got to go home with the victory. So somebody's going to get to enjoy the feeling of the win after their trials and tribulations this evening.
Either fighter has something to lose. They're just coming in here looking for that number in the win column.
That's it. And as we can see by their cornermen shirts, Mr. Smith, representative of the Trials MMA camp, great Colorado camp from the northern part of the state. Referee Tim Mills will be making his first appearance in the cage this evening, keeping control of the action. As we talked about, 170-pound fight, not quite as dynamic as some of the lighter weight classes, but definite, especially with 4-ounce gloves, more potential for the one-punch knockout.
More weight, more problems.
And his opponent, fighting out of the Larry H. Miller Chrysler Dodge Ram Fiat of Denver blue corner, please welcome Ron Wilder.
And Mr. Wilder, excuse me, we referenced it, a decided reach advantage for him coming in at 6'4" versus 5'10". Another great gym out of the northern part of the state, Z's Training Gym, being represented by Mr. Wilder. So a couple of gyms that kind of see each other across the street. Now they're across the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, this MMA bout is brought to you by Arapahoe Kia. Let's meet our fighters first. Fighting out the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner, from Fort Collins, Colorado, representing Trials MMA, Rhasheed "Sheedy" Smith.
The brawler, Mr. Smith.
And his opponent, fighting out of Larry H. Miller Chrysler Dodge Ram Fiat of Denver blue corner, from Denver, Colorado, representing Z's Training Gym, Ron Wilder.
The taller, Mr. Wilder.
All right, gentlemen, I gave you instructions earlier tonight. I know this is going to be a great fight. Touch gloves and come out fighting.
Huge height advantage with Wilder. Let's see if he's able to take advantage of that.
A touch of gloves, and off we go. Punchy kicky time, and immediately coming with the overhand right is Wilder. Smith takes a hard shot, starts to flinch a little bit. Oh, good trap on the
Beautiful double leg
takedown.
by Smith.
Nice drive through on the takedown. Let's see what Wilder offers up off of his back. Immediately he's going to a high guard, slips over
right
the
to a
triangle. Well done. Let's see if he underhooks the leg. He does underhooks the leg. It's going to keep Smith from coming, or excuse me, Smith from coming up.
Wilder needs to pull down on that head. A choke does it. There it is.
Yep. Trying to close it off, making some small, minute adjustments. Turning the angle.
There you go.
Good job so far by Smith.
Pull down on the head and pull up. He's actually switching over an arm bar right now.
Boy, what a difficult position to find yourself in early in the fight, especially when you're dry. Hard to slip out of there.
Being so tall and lean, it's easy to get to these triangles, but it's so hard to finish them because it's so hard to close off that much space.
Arching for the armbar now.
See if Smith looks for that lift and slam.
Oh, good power shown there. Sometimes, though, you just slam yourself tighter in. And that's why he's underhooking the leg here, is he doesn't want his opponent to be able to stand up again. See if Wilder's able to bring it all the way over and come topside. Good job with his defense by Smith, keeping himself safe so far. Wilder working hard. He's going to have to worry about burning his legs out here pretty soon, but obviously not going to want to give up this advantageous position.
Wilder needs to get that arm across his body, close off that space, and really pull down on that head. And another slam by Smith. That one loosened up the figure four a little bit.
Yes, it did, and you can see on Wilder's choke there, that shot that we had from the top, his leg was at an angle, not straight across the way that he wants it to be, and he's also coming a little bit on top of his foot.
Finally escaped.
So let's see what Smith has now. It'll take about 3 or 4 seconds, let the rest of the blood rush up to his head because he was compromised there momentarily. And see if he falls back for the guillotine. And he does. Smith elects to pull guard.
That is tight.
Has
Arm
both
and
legs
guillotine.
in.
10 seconds to see if he can get this finish. This is tight.
Wilder fighting out of it. Able to pop his head free. Good back and forth action in round number 1.
Holy cow. I'm surprised that either one of these guys don't have a number in that win column.
Oh my goodness, and the left eye of Smith is just a mess. It's a huge welt.
Oh.
Man, it looks like somebody tucked half a lemon under the top eyebrow there. Goodness.
I'm surprised they don't have Wilder sitting down with how much energy that he put in the triangle with his legs.
Yeah, did a lot of work with his legs. Checking out the Larry H. Miller replay here.
Leg.
The double leg was timed beautifully, but immediately Wilder went to work with his high guard, able to pass an arm, loop over for the triangle, and he spent almost the entirety of the round. If nothing else, there was just so much control time for Wilder that I think he'd give him the round just because he was dictating what was happening with that triangle choke.
Let's see what kind of adjustments the fighters made going into the second round. Oh, that welt above that left eye.
That is, yeah, that's a cut me Mick kind of a welt.
Shouldn't affect his vision too much, but he's definitely got to protect it.
Definitely give his opponent a target. Oh, and Smith comes through with a nice body kick. Wilder's hands are down low. I know you're taller than everybody you fight, Mr. Wilder, but bring him up a little bit, sir.
Smith's got his cage control in on a double leg. Oh, single leg.
Corner Wilder want him to cross face. They want him to reach underneath the face of his opponent. Wilder not doing exactly that. He's going underneath the arm with the underhook, trying to pry his opponent up, and to his credit, so far it's working. Such a brutal and demanding position here. There's so much work that goes into clinch fighting like this. A lot of people not familiar with them. I think these guys are taking a rest.
Double leg by Smith on top. This is a great plan fighting a taller opponent. Just get in his face. Don't let him capitalize on that reach. Immediately to half guard.
Smith probably has to realize that just because of the control time, he's down 1 round. So see what he's able to do from top position here.
Already a far better round in the second round for Smith. Top, half guard, causing damage.
Smith trying to lace up his opponent, go behind his head and trap his wrist so that he can start getting off with some right hands.
Oh,
and
Smith
now posturing up, getting some shots.
This is a horrible position for Wilder, being this tall and having his head on the fence on his back, there's not a whole lot of mobility in this position.
No real damaging shots from the top there, but definitely in favor of the judges. One knee across the belly, still in play for Wilder off of his back, keeping his opponent from passing completely.
Smith doing a good job of that hip pressure.
See if he can't welt up his opponent, little payback for what he's carrying over his left eye. About 30 seconds left in the corner of Smith, saying keep working those strikes. Wilder now starting to try to work his way back to his feet, had his back against the cage. Good job by Smith pulling that arm out.
I wonder how exhausted Wilder's legs are from holding that triangle position for the entirety of the first round.
Well, we referenced him when he came out to start round two. His hands were way down, looking like he was fatigued, so might have burned himself out. And a good elbow to end the round for Mr. Smith. I think it's an easy 1-1 call here.
Absolutely. Going in the third round, I think Smith needs to do a lot more what he just did. Just getting into Wilder's face, get that takedown, and cause damage from top.
Yeah, make sure that you end up on top, because we've seen, Wilder has a good game off of his back, but that's where the control did happen for Smith, so checking it out on the Larry H. Miller replay. Best flurry of strikes of the fight, and they go credit to Mr. Smith right there.
Doing a good job just keeping that hip pressure and controlling the long legs of Wilder, not allowing him to circle or move his legs to a better position.
And also always trying to pin one arm or the other, so that there was compromised defense from Mr. Wilder.
There was a strange up kick to the inner thigh from bottom.
Referee Tim Mills checks your mouthpieces. Here we go, round 3, MMA.
Oh, slip by Smith.
One of the more dynamic kicks of the fight.
Oh. Smith with that double leg up against the fence. Wilder doing a good job staying on his feet. He definitely needs a cross face. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so
right to half guard.
So far, if anything in this fight has been one-sided, it's been the takedown advantage of Mr. Smith.
Oh, Smith laying down the heat.
See if Wilder's able to get a high guard, starts to work it, brings the leg across, set up the triangle again. Smith a little bit wiser to it this time.
He saw it in the first round. He won't let it happen again.
Speaks to a fighter's intelligence, making adjustments middle of the fight, understanding what your opponent's strengths might be and working around that. Wilder might be going for a backdoor escape here, see if he tries to entwine a leg.
Oh, big right hand raining down on Wilder.
Possibly hardest strike of the fight, and then another left hand comes down for Smith.
There it is, great pass coming off of Wilder's triangle attempt. He's trying to pin that arm, cause damage.
That's something Smith has been good about all fight long, is always trying to pin a limb to shut down some of the defensive opportunities of his opponent. Got to be careful that you don't punch to the back of the head, and Smith was accurate with the strike. It was side of the head, right to the ear.
Really good control by Smith coming in this third round.
Wilder just not able to get his hips into play.
I wonder how much of that triangle in the first round is the reason why he's not able to set up an offense from his back.
Yes, sir, agreed.
Full guard by Wilder to see if he can do something with it.
Yeah, Smith allowed a good bit of space there as he was trying for his
there he is, right back to the
ground and
triangle.
pound.
I wonder if he can finish it this time.
See what Wilder has left in his legs. It's a good tight position, and again, underhooking the leg, starting to pull the arm across.
We got 12 seconds left in this round. He really needs to start pulling down on that head. Crank on it like it's the last thing he'll ever do.
Absolutely, and looks to me like Smith's going to be able to ride it out. He does. So judges going to tell us who they view as the winner. Congratulations to both these gentlemen on giving us a highly entertaining fight. We'll take it up to Big Mo. He'll let us know the winner, who will then get to enjoy a little post-fight time with Miss Bailey Winters. Move to the fight being shown here. We talked about it being the takedown advantages of Mr. Smith, and that's what we're seeing. That was near the beginning of the third round, just drove across the cage, wrapped up that double, and planted his opponent where he was able to keep him for almost the entirety of the round.
Great game plan by Smith, just closing the distance on the taller fighter and really controlling him for majority of the second and third round.
Yeah, take away that height advantage. All right, referee Tim Mills calling everybody to the center. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. All 3 judges scored about 30 to 27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Rhasheed "Sheedy" Smith.
Congratulations to Mr. Smith. Gets to make the drive home with a victory under his belt. He'll get a little post-fight interview time with Bailey Winters.
All right, guys, I'm back here now with your winner, Rhasheed Smith. Hard-fought victory tonight. You deserve it, earned it in there. How do you feel?
I feel great. Great, good fight. Prepared real hard for this one. It's great, man. God is good.
You got out there with a pretty big swollen eye. Did that affect you in the rounds at all? It looked like it was kind of almost swollen shut.
You know, man, I've gotten little mouses like this before in training and things like that. It doesn't stop the show. Just keep fighting.
You looked great out there, very dominant on the ground. You have a pretty good striking background. It's great to see you in MMA now, implementing your jiu-jitsu and stuff. What was your game plan going in tonight?
You know, we don't really train for a fighter. We just train for a fight. Wherever the fight goes, we're kind of ready to take it there. I knew I was going to have a hard time closing that distance, so figured grappling, wrestling was probably a good go.
There was a couple of times in round 1 where you were almost caught in a submission, and then again at the end of round 3, almost caught in a submission. Were those close? How are you feeling in there?
That first one was pretty close. He was starting to get that elbow across, started to feel in danger a little bit, but the rest of them, not so much. But that first one was real close.
You came out with the victory. Like I said, looks great out there. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that you want to thank tonight as well.
So as always, man, all the honor, all the glory goes to God first. Behind that, my family, parents, sister, nephew. Right behind that is going to be my trials family, Coach Ryan, Coach Jared, Coach Steve, all those guys. All my training partners over at trials. Yeah, if I forgot anybody, man, blame my head, not my heart. I swear I love you all.
I know you're going to go enjoy some pizza now. Congratulations on your win, Rhasheed. Great job.
Pizza. Do it.